again, rail fans, and welcome back to another video. We begin this journey on October 3rd, 2022, and I am located alongside Norfolk Southern's Dayton District at CP 146 in Lincoln Village. The day prior, I got a text message from one of my friends from the Central Ohio Model Railroad Club that Union Pacific 1983, the Western Pacific Heritage Unit, will be taking a joyride through Ohio on NS Mixed Freight Train 170. Considering how rare it is for the Heritage Units to venture this far outside of Union Pacific territory, it was a shameless plug that I went out to go get this after class. I ended up waiting here for about an hour and 15 minutes before a triangle of headlights approached from the west. As it would turn out, luck would work out in my favor because the train the headlights belonged to was NS 170, our daily Chattanooga, Tennessee to Conway, Pennsylvania mixed freight train. In trail behind a Norfolk Southern ES-44 DC was the big green and silver Heritage Unit. After catching the Western Pacific Heritage Unit, we then move a week later onto October 10th, 2022, and we are located at the Avery Road River Crossing in Hilliard, Ohio, crossing CSX's Scotts Long Secondary. On this day, I was doing my typical drive around Central Ohio between classes looking for some trains. As I was approaching the crossing, I noticed the gates were coming down. I pulled out my cell phone as quickly as I could to catch whatever train the gates came down for. What I thought was a westbound train actually was an eastbound train, specifically CSX Mixed Freight M310, only miles away from finishing its daily run between Avon, Indiana and Columbus, Ohio. After surprisingly catching CSX M310, we then move about 10 days later onto October 20th, 2022, and I am located just outside the Central Ohio Model Railroad Club in Worthington, Ohio, next to Norfolk Southern's Sandusky District and CSX's Burt Line. On this day, I was here for the weekly operating session, but also with hopes of catching Norfolk Southern Mixed Freight Train 170, which on this day had 5 R.J. Corman locomotives in tow. Even though I wouldn't catch 170, I was able to catch 3 other trains while I was out here before going inside for the operating session. The first train to show up was an unidentified Norfolk Southern southbound mixed freight train going down the Sandusky District. Next up in the Golden Light Sun was an unidentified northbound and very short Norfolk Southern intermodal train. The final train we saw on this evening before going in for the operating session was yet another unidentified Norfolk Southern southbound mixed freight train. After catching those trains at the Central Ohio Model Railroad Club, I returned to the same location several days later on October 25th, 2022. On this day, I was here with the same goal in mind to participate in the weekly operating session. Before I put my train on the layout, I went outside to see if there were any real trains coming that would be passing the club while I was here. As it would turn out, there was a train coming while I was out here, which was an unidentified Norfolk Southern northbound mixed freight train going up the Sandusky District. The following week, on November 1st, 2022, I came over to the Central Ohio Model Railroad Club to once again participate in the weekly operating session. However, I came to realize that the operating session would not be made possible because the layout was undergoing a major upgrade at this time. A new staging yard was being installed, and one of the layout modules connected to the yard was also getting replaced as well, so that had to come first before any trains can resume running on the layout. While I was waiting for a task to be given to me, I went outside to see if any trains would go by while I was here. Sure enough, I would end up catching Norfolk Southern 178 heading northbound up the Sandusky District. 178 is a daily Irondale, Alabama to Bellevue, Ohio mixed freight train. After 178 made his way past the club, there was not much left for us to do, so we decided to call it a day and head home. But I returned to the same location a couple days later on November 3rd, 2022. Once again, I was here to help the other club members in the construction of the new sections of the layout. However, I was also here because I received a text message earlier in the day that Norfolk Southern 18M had NS 5642, the training first responders locomotive, mixed into a 6-unit lash-up. The first train I ended up catching this evening was a new one for me, which was Norfolk Southern 119 heading northbound up the Sandusky District. 119 is a daily Linwood, North Carolina to Bellevue, Ohio mixed freight train that was added to the system quite recently.
Listen, I gotta get going right now. There's someone coming down the road here. All right. I'll see you a little bit. Okay, all right, bye, Libby. Bye-bye.
The next train to come through on the Sandusky District was another new one for me, which was Norfolk Southern 271, a daily Detroit, Michigan to Columbus, Ohio intermodal train, which was originally NS21N. Right behind NS271 was the main event, which was Norfolk Southern southbound mixed freight train 18M on another daily run between Elkhart, Indiana and Crewe, Virginia, bringing in a colorful locomotive consist on this day with 2 Union Pacific locomotives, NS 5642, and 3 Norfolk Southern locomotives. After 5642 passed the club, we all went inside and didn't see any other trains for the rest of the night because we were assisting in the construction of the new sections of the layout, which now concludes yet another video. The past couple of months haven't been that action-packed, and to simply put it, school never had a shortage of things for me to do, and that's just been eating up a lot of my time as of late and not giving me very many opportunities to catch trains. No matter the case, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Anyways, leave a like and or a comment down below to share your thoughts. If you enjoy the content that I produce, consider subscribing to my channel and tapping the bell button to be notified when a new video gets posted. Anyways, that's all for now, and stay tuned for where we go down to Clinchfield country to see the 80th running of the annual CSX Santa train. But until then, this is All Ohio Rail Fan, signing off.